Okay, we're back. It's been a while. I do apologize. Real life and work has kept me from my passion, of course, which is gaming. But wanted to be able to take some time and talk today about this game, Seven Wonders, that I found. Antoine Bauza, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, is the person behind this game. If you have not seen it or have not heard of it, you may have just been a little out of touch. It has won several awards, as you can see on the box. Repros Productions is the one that's put it out. It is several awards from 2011 in Cannes and 2010. It's a 2 to 7 player game. It says it's for 13 plus. I think it's really more, maybe around 10 plus. Just depends on how into games your children are. But it's definitely a game that children could enjoy. It's definitely a game adults will enjoy, and we'll get into it a little bit here and talk to you about it. So some of the first things I want to show you is the artwork. The artwork is absolutely beautiful, and it's something that is very missing, in my opinion, of games today. It's more of a painted style. It's not the cartoony, it's not the over-the-top Dragon Ball type Z type stuff, but it's absolutely gorgeous. Now what you may be looking at, and you may be seeing there's some of these symbols on top of the cards, you may be wondering what that's for. We're not going to go through like full gameplay as to what each and every single thing means, but in essence, I'll go down the row. You have, and they're all color-coded, so you'll have yellow cards which will provide you commerce. This one, for instance, allows you to spend 1 gold to buy from a city on your left or on your right glass, loom, or paper, papyrus. And that becomes part of the game in terms of commerce and dealing with materials, raw materials, and manufactured goods. You then have straight up victory points, which are blue. When you play those, you will get victory points, which is the ultimate goal of the game. The person with the most victory points wins. You have raw materials, so like this, for instance, is the stone pit, provides you 1 stone on your turn. You have manufactured goods, which is glassworks, for example, here. And then you also have science cards, green, and military cards, which are red. Essentially what the goal of the game is to use these cards, use your resources, and build up multiple buildings or multiple supply chains, I guess, inside of your city to create the best city possible. Now, in addition, you get these beautiful wonder boards. Each civilization starts off with them, and you'll notice that there is an A side up here, Ephesos A, and a B side. And there are different items along the bottom that you will build throughout the game. It actually goes from left to right. You'll see stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3. And you'll get those rewards for playing those. So again, victory points and gold, things like that. You'll also notice that in the upper left of each victory board, there is a material. So for instance, this produces stone. This is Giza. Ephesos produces papyrus. I'm probably slaughtering that, so I apologize. I'm not Greek. But each of these means that if I start with Giza as my civilization, on my turn, I'm going to get 1 stone. And then if I were to play another raw good, I can put that underneath here. And this is kind of interesting because the way the card is designed, it'll show that I have another stone, and it also shows the name there, Stone Pit, so I know exactly what's there. So it's kind of a nice way to keep management of your cards and resources and be able to see everything. Now, not everything gets put out like that, but the reason that you'll see that there are some things that are not resources that'll have that same design is that, for instance, on this one, on the marketplace, you'll see down here, you also have something that says the Caravansary, and it shows you the different materials that are involved with it. And basically what that means is that in the second age, which are these cards, and the third age, which are these cards, this card will lead you to this. If I have the marketplace out, I will be able to play the Caravansary in level 2 or age 2 for free, and then I'll put it on top of that and continue to build, so on and so forth. Each of the construction victory points do that as well, so baths become temples, become, you know, different things like that. So it's an evolutionary type thing for each of the different types of buildings. Aside from the artwork, and again I'll go through these again here real quickly so you can see them. So this is Giza with the pyramids. Then you have, of course, Ephesos, which we already talked about. You also have Olympia, which again is very, very beautiful artwork. You have this one I'm not even going to try, but I'll give it a shot. Halicarnassos, I think is how you say that one. And then you've got Rhodos, which is, of course, the gigantic statue out in front of the sea, the Colossus. You have the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, one of my favorites. Very fun, provides you a lot of science stuff. And then the Lighthouse of Alexandria. And again, you can see the artwork is beautiful. The artwork is the same on both sides, so that doesn't change. The only thing that changes are the, I guess, victory conditions or things that are supplied when you build that stage of your wonder. Gameplay is really, really fun. It's really, really fast. It goes in a draft format. So you would deal out cards to people. You would then draft one card and pass those to your left. Now, you may think in a two-player game that's kind of weird. Doesn't make much sense to do that. But in a two-player game, there's actually a neutral third city, and this card right here gets put into each person's hand. And what happens is the person that holds this card will draft a card for themselves and a card for the neutral city, which is really interesting because it allows you to understand that, you know, what you have in your hand you're passing to your opponent. They're going to know exactly what you took usually. But in this case, you have a card for yourself and a card for the neutral city. So there's a little bit of question as to, did they take what I thought they were going to take, or did they give something to the neutral city that I needed? Did they hate draft against me, or did they hate draft and give it to the neutral city? So there's a little bit of strategy that comes into play to that in the unknown, which is really kind of nice. It's a great, great game. While things look very simple here on some of the cards in terms of resources and points, you'll notice when you get into Age 2, you do get a lot more in terms of the upper left costs. You do get a lot more in terms of the results, which for this one provides you 2 different shields. And you will notice that you will come into some different mechanics, like for this one, whenever it's played, you would get 2 gold for every gray card in front of you, and to your left and to your right. So there's not a lot of wording on the cards, which is actually another thing that's really kind of nice. It really focuses on the artwork. It makes you understand exactly what the rules are from the first time you play through it. And it really brings out the beauty of this game. It is very simple, but it is very strategic. Then when you get into Age 3, the cards get even more complex. This is one of my favorite ones, the Palace. It provides you 8 victory points when you win, and if you'll notice, it takes one of pretty much everything in the game to make, which is pretty wild. And again, beautiful, beautiful artwork. Backs are pretty simple. They just have kind of a faded picture and then the age that they're in. You will notice that there is this nice little arrow down here which provides you to the left or to the right. That tells you during the age which way you will pass when drafting. So in a 7-player game, that obviously means a lot. There's also advantages to building your stages of your wonder. You'll notice right here, if you build for every stage you have built, you'll gain 1 victory point and 3 gold. And again, this one shows you have a cost in the upper left of 2 stone and 1 ore. Or if you have the dispensary, which is what that says right there, if you have that in play, you can play this for free. So there is an element of constant build up in the game and build out. There are also some really nice things in the game where they throw in guild cards later on. Guild cards are purple, and they're only in Age 3. And what they allow you to do is gain victory points or bonus points based off certain conditions. So for instance, this one provides you 1 victory point for every yellow card to your left and right in terms of neighboring cities. Very, very, again, fun game, enjoyable. It's something that can be a very simple filler game. It's something that can be a very highly strategic game. It says on the box it takes about 30 minutes to roll through. We found our first game took about 45 minutes playing 4 players, or 5 players I think it was, excuse me. But you started to really quickly develop strategies based on what your opening hand was and based on what's drafted and given to you. The most we've played is 5 players. It moves very, very well with 5 players. The fewest we've played with is 2, and it is unique because of that neutral city in the 3rd slot there. But highly recommended. This is a fun game. It can be as deep and strategic as you let it be. It could be as simple as just drafting whatever you would like to stick with and what you want to build up on. But it offers you multiple strategies. You could win through brute force, you could win through science, you could win through victory points and construction, or you could win through commerce and gold. So there are a lot of different strategies around that. Now you may be asking yourself, in terms of the Wonder Boards, the side A and the side B, if one is more advanced than the other. They tell you that they're not, but we have found that those with A sides and those with B sides in the game, the B sides tend to score more points. It's just what we found in a few of the games that we have played. So just my own personal recommendation, they give you cards at the beginning of the game to hand out that will be like this. You'll shuffle these and place them face down, but on the back side are each of the wonders. And you'll notice there's an A and a B side to the card. So the concept is that you pass it out, you rotate it around a few times, and then you flip it up and you would play with the A side of this one. This is really fun, but like I said again, when people get B-sides, they tend to get a little more points. So what we tend to do is we'll pass out the cards, so we'll pass them out face down, and then whoever rotates their first one and flips it over, the B-side is what everyone would play with, and then you would use whatever wonder you were dealt. So that's pretty much it. Again, if you'd like to see gameplay, there are tons of gameplay videos online. I'll actually link to one of my favorite reviews of the gameplay in the post. But highly recommend this game. It is a great, interesting, unique game in that it doesn't combine cartoony, flavorful artwork. It brings out some really beautiful, painted-like artwork with some very simple gameplay mechanics that provide a lot of strategy and a lot of fun. So hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you have any questions, feel free to post them in the comments below, either on YouTube or on our blog. And if there's any other games that you would like to see us do some videos on, definitely let us know. We will try to get more of them up as soon as possible. And thanks for watching, and have a great one.